intensive treatment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Intensive Treatment, your number one spot for everything related to the Arkhamverse. And today we're going to talk about a comic that came out, I want to say last month or so, maybe 2 months ago.
I think it was
But,
last month.
yeah. But Batman issue 900, I think also it's like 130 or
It's
something like that.
135 in like that little run or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
in legacy numbers, I think they said it was like Batman 900 or whatever.
It is. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
900. And just for reference, guys, I have it in front of me in case we're missing anything or whatnot. So fact checking as I go.
So you're probably wondering
why we're talking about a
this is
Batman
an
comic.
Arkham podcast, so why are you talking about mainline Batman continuity? Well, the thing about Batman 900 is Batman is going across the Batverse and meeting dozens and dozens of different iterations, including our boy Arkham Batman.
Mm-hmm.
He's only there for a page, but
right. He's still there.
He's alive. So I think when we had this idea, like when we said we were going to talk about this, one of the things we wanted to bring up was like how this would fit into continuity.
Right.
And could we see this as actually being canon or whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
But so how did you feel when you saw him in the comic for the first time, or just like in the previews or whatever?
Well, I didn't think anything except that is my Batman that I grew up really connecting to, other than the 04 Batman, on a comic page, like outside of the tie-in comics to the games.
Yeah.
Like this is main universe Batman comic right here. And Arkham Batman is canon to the main DC universe. That's the great thing about the multiverse stuff now is like everything is connected. So you could literally make an Arkham Knight sequel and bring in a Batman from another universe. Theoretically, you could have Keaton's Batman there. Like that would be, that's crazy to think about. Would I want that? Probably not. but just the idea that everything is interwoven together is kind of a really cool thing. Especially in comic form. It's like in a video game, it might not work as well, but in comics, the sky is the limit, man. So when I saw it, I was like, that is my Batman sitting on that page in the Batcave, looking extra gorgeous. Gorgeous. So you brought up an interesting point, though, about continuity. Well, actually, before we get into that, I want to know what you thought initially as well. And then we'll jump into continuity.
I remember like when the previews came out the week prior, and it was just like, oh, this is a major event for all the Batman fans. Like, stay tuned. And it was just like, oh, 89's there. That's cool, because the Flash is coming out. 60s Batman is there. That's pretty sweet. And, oh, Adam West. And then Arkham Batman shows up, and I'm just like, oh. Yeah. I was excited to see him, even though we're going to see him again anyway. In Suicide Squad. But it was just nice knowing that he had some sort of interaction with mainline Batman.
Yeah. And when awesome. I'm reading it now, it's very bittersweet because obviously Kevin's gone, and I look at that Batman and I just see Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Even though he's been, I look at the next page and I see Kevin Conroy in Bruce Wayne from the Batman Beyond show. But just I can't look at that Batman and not hear his voice reading those lines in my head.
Yeah.
So I think even if it was like not meant to be, I think it was a great way to remember him as the definitive Batman. So that's it's great to read that, just because it brings back a lot of great memories that I have of Kevin rather than, the sad ones of his passing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I want to talk about canon, though, because it's an interesting thing. Because obviously, we've talked about this before. Arkham has, canonically had strange canon over the years, being whether it be with Asylum or Origins or Night, So this trying to fit somewhere in there, obviously, when you look at the page, it makes total sense. Oh, it's somewhere between Arkham City and Night, or between Asylum and City, somewhere between there. So I'm like, okay. But then I heard that it's after Arkham Knight. I don't know who announced that. Maybe I'll have to do more research, but
Mm,
that's what I heard. And that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, considering he's wearing the unupgraded version of the Arkham City suit. So this is the Arkham City suit in Arkham City, not Knight.
yeah.
It begs the question, where the hell does this take place in the Arkham timeline? What do you know definitively, like what they said? Because I'm not exactly sure.
Well,
100%.
it mentions in the word balloons that his identity is public, so that
Right.
would be
Okay. Yeah, you're
clear
right.
that it would be clear that it would be like sometime after night. Um,
Yeah, which makes zero. I mean, obviously you could go. Why would he go back to that suit though? I just think. I mean, obviously it takes place after night, but I think this is a case where you just kind of have to forget about looking at the suit. Um.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say is that they're not like the reason why he's in that is just because they needed some way to for the audience to know like this is Arkham Batman,
Right.
and that's probably his most like defining look.
It is.
Is
Even more
Arkham
than night.
City.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Arkham City is the definition of when I think of Arkham Batman. Even though Asylum is my favorite, I usually think of Arkham City suit.
yeah.
Um,
It'd be everybody's first thought anyway, so
yeah,
it makes sense
absolutely.
why he'd be in this outfit. But
Yeah, and
um
it looks great on a. Can I just say it looks great on a comic page?
yeah,
Um,
they did an amazing job translating it to the
they
books.
did, and I think that especially when you get to the image below that one where he's sitting in the chair, his face looks like it does in the game.
Yes, it
It's
does.
great. It's like so well done. Such attention to detail. And when I bought the comic, I'm like, this is great. I'm gonna have a field day with this. So yeah, really
Yeah,
cool on their part.
like like you when I saw the previews, I'm like, oh, this is after Arkham City. Like this is just the aftermath of that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but then in the comic, he's just like, oh, my identity went public, and he was in my head, messing with me, and I'm just like, oh,
But now we
okay,
know as well that this is gonna destroy all the naysayers. Batman did not die in Arkham Knight. And
no,
some people still, even after being confirmed in Suicide Squad, are like, well, he died. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but okay. They're screwing up the canon. I'm like, he never died in the first place, buddy. Calm down. And this is another nail in the coffin that he exists. Now, to what extent, we don't know, like what he did after Night. We have no idea.
we're not even
But
sure where this is. Like, is this
right,
just the Batcave, or like, is
I
this
think it's
just
the
some
Batcave because I
mm,
see computers in the back. But who the hell knows? I don't
maybe
know.
it's like I guess
A
like he could
makeshift
have like
Batcave.
makeshifts around. I mean, he had one in Arkham Asylum. Let's not forget. So
And he also had, throughout Night when you have to upgrade the Batmobile, all these secret compartments around the city
yeah,
underneath buildings. So who the heck knows where this is? Um, but regardless, we do know that it's one of Batman's hideouts. Um, and man, he just looks so disheveled and hopeless and also brooding and badass. And I freaking love it. Um, man, it looks so good.
yeah. And let's not forget in this story itself, he mentions the fact that because in the book, our Batman, the mainline Batman, he's chasing a version of the Joker across the multiverse, and
Right.
as a result of that, all these different Jokers who were dead previously are coming back to life.
Yeah.
So
Such a
in
cool
this,
idea.
he mentions, an idea of like maybe coming back into the fold to take down the Joker,
Yeah.
which is interesting given what happens later in the Suicide Squad game, like seeing him back in action.
Yeah.
Um, they're probably not going to mention this at all. Like just the fact of him, returning because the Joker just came up and like back to life one day.
Yeah.
But It'd be interesting if they had some sort of reference to this
I
in like
agree.
the character bios or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just looking through the pages now, and so I think the Arkham fan in me is like, man, I wish we got him for a few pages. Like, I
Something,
wish he
yeah.
had like a conversation with him. Other than that,
Yeah.
um, it's just great. But I think that what Batman says is great, and kind of want to read it just so you guys know if you haven't read the comic.
Yeah.
If spoilers ahead, it's not long at all. Um, but so it starts off. The mainline Batman is transported to obviously the Arkham dimension,
Mhm.
and I believe it starts off on the page before we see him. Can you correct me if I'm wrong? Um, it's like we see a shadow. I think that's the same one.
Mhm.
Okay, so it says he lay in my arms dead. I tried to save him. Okay, yeah, this is Arkham Batman. Um, but even still, a weight lifted from my shoulders that day, and he's talking about Joker. If you're anything like me, you know what we live with. That itch, that voice that says to let him die, to let his madness disappear under dirt and worms. But even
Mhm.
with him gone, he still got in my head. I had to exercise him. My identity public, my life over, and for what? Just to see him crawl back from his grave to terrorize my city again. If you can stop this, if you can put him back in the ground where he belongs, do it for all our, and then it cuts out.
Mhm.
What a great monologue from him. Just that short little bit. Um, and it highlights for me that inner struggle of Arkham Batman that he always had, um, which was his relationship with the Joker. Um,
Yeah.
it was this downward spiral. So, and they also needed each other. It's such a, and it, obviously the Dark Knight movie explains that really well. But
Mhm.
what a great monologue. I loved it. Um,
It's
yeah,
interesting because it ties back into Knight that he's always had these feelings of like, I was like, maybe I should like there's any reason I could fucking strangle the shit and kill the Joker, I would, but I'm
right.
not gonna go down to that. So
Exactly.
it's interesting that they touch on this even, after the Joker's gone and,
Yeah.
pretty much his whole identity is nothing.
Mm, yeah.
But I like this idea of him just being like at his absolute lowest
Yeah.
and just being like, it's like he's in the ground and just seeing him again,
Yeah.
fucks me
And
up
it's
real bad.
it's weird too because you know what? He already knows this Batman is coming, it seems like.
Yeah.
Um, because he just starts speaking to him like nothing's going on. Like every other Batman would be like, "What the hell?" Um, yeah, and I mean, even when he meets Batman Beyond, it's like Terry's like, yeah, I'm not Bruce Wayne. Here's the real Bruce Wayne." And then he just starts, "Hey Bruce,
Right.
looks
Yeah.
like we're having a problem with the multiverse." Um, so it's just interesting to see how there's kind of like an introduction with mainline Batman to the other Batman, but Arkham Batman, it's like this very, I almost in pictured in my head as like a very quiet scene. Like just you hear footsteps and Arkham Batman just starts talking and he's like, he just knows it's Batman.
Yeah.
It's a really nice detail. Goes to show the brick shit house that Arkham Batman is.
No, yeah, no, totally.
He's just ready. He's just ready to be a detective at any given second, and he will beat you until, in his words, I will crush your larynx. So that is him.
you
He is
you
him.
know that, he's looking over at mainline Batman and he's like, I could kick your ass, right? Like there's no contest.
Dude, Arkham Batman can kick any other Batman's ass. He's like the supreme leader of Batman in terms of ass kicking.
He is the goat for sure.
He is. Hey, look at Ben Affleck, guys. Took all of his moves came from Arkham Batman, minus the murdering, but
Arkham Batman is just like, what's this fucking copycat doing?
You guys say
He doesn't.
Zack Snyder is the blueprint? No. Kevin Conroy is the blueprint. Get
Yeah.
on his level. But is there anything else you want to add?
Um.
Yes.
The only thing I wanted to ask is when do you think the scene takes place? Like,
Good
because I
question.
think this is right. It's right after his identity goes public, but before he becomes, that bat demon thing we saw in the 100% ending.
Oh, okay. So you think this is right after Arkham Knight?
Yeah.
It's tough. Oh man, this is how is this the toughest question that I've been faced on this podcast? It's like when did this take place? Um,
Or when do you think, anyway?
I think it's safe to say that it was definitely after Arkham Knight. No, oh, man, I want to agree with you, but at the same time, I feel like it might be later. Like
Yeah.
maybe in my head canon, I'm just like, okay, so he became the demon bat, and he's still protecting the city from a distance. But here he's like down on his luck, and he almost, I feel like if his identity's public, he's like, I don't know what to do with myself. How do I protect everyone? So maybe some time has passed. I don't know. I think there's two ways you could look at it, like that, or you could look at it like he just had like the world ripped away from him just that week or something.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure when that ending scene takes place either in Arkham Knight. I forget what they said. Um, but maybe it is before. I think here it's really what you want to think. I don't know that there's an actual set time. Maybe Chip
Yeah, because
Zdarsky knows.
because yeah, because all we know is that this is just like right, it's after night.
Right.
We're not sure exactly how long, but it's his identity's public, and he had to take out the Joker in his brain, so,
Right. He had to have a mental battle. But
which
yeah,
still
I
doesn't
mean,
make any sense. But whatever.
no, it never will.
No.
But hey, Batman's the first person in human history to defeat a blood disease or a disease with his mind.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you that he is him. Like it's only possible with Arkham Batman, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's everything. Actually, just for the sake of doing it, I kind of wanted to just tell you guys all of the Batmen that showed up because I thought it was really cool.
Mm.
Um, we got 89 Batman. Um, then we have Gotham by Gaslight Batman, uh, Dick Sprang Batman from the 60s, BTAS, Arkham, Batman Beyond, um, Injustice,
I
which
think
was really cool.
I think a vampire Batman shows up too.
Yeah. And then I believe this is Kingdom Come Batman. Is that Kingdom Come Batman?
Um,
He's in like all the braces and everything.
I think yeah,
It looks like Alex Ross artwork. So, then
right.
we got 60s Batman from the TV show, Dark Knight Returns, which was a cool touch. Yeah, very cool. We got this. I don't know if this is Jim Lee Batman. I don't know who the hell that is. Or is it oh no, I'm sorry. It's main continuity Bruce. He's just in a Dark Knight Returns-esque suit that was given
Mm.
to him by the Dark Knight Returns Batman.
Hmm.
And I
How
think that's it.
convenient.
Yeah, right. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. And then at the end you get this really cool um picture of a bunch of different Batmen in the Zur-En-Arrh suit
I love
in
that
their own
Arkham
respective.
Batman is included here, which makes that skin canon now.
Yes. And it might I add, I love the way that that skin looks in the game, like
Yeah,
how it has the elongated shoulders. And on the page, it looks so cool. And
it
I love
does.
how it just ends with the line "time to fight some crime," and then the end with a dot 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 question mark. So hopefully, in the near future, we get to see more Batman teaming up or at least meeting each other
Yeah.
throughout the multiverse. I would love to see Arkham Batman. Love to see Arkham Batman come back at
Yeah.
some point. Um, but yeah, what about you? Any further thoughts?
Let's see more Arkham Batman whenever, wherever.
Yeah, baby. It's a great way to continue Kevin's legacy as that character as well.
Plus, you don't need him in the recording booth at all. You can just put
Exactly.
him on the printed page.
Exactly. I would be content with them even continuing some of those stories theoretically if we never get an Arkham Origins 2 or something like that, or Arkham sequels or whatever.
Yeah.
It would be awesome to see it continued in comic form, like BTAS and Smallville and all these great uh shows and stuff getting continued. I think it would be great.
Mhm.
But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. What did you guys think of this Batman issue? Did you like it? Did you like it? I'm not going to say did you not like it, because you can't not like this comic book.
Yeah. Did you
It's
hate it?
awesome. It is freaking awesome. Every page is great. Um, great artwork, great writing, great fan service. This is like every Marvel and DC movie with fan service, but better, because it's just Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think. Follow us on Twitter individually. Follow us on Instagram at intensive treatment pod, and like, comment, subscribe. See you all in the next one. And I don't have anything to plug, so
No, I don't either.
all right, guys, stay locked up. I took the weight off of Marvel's shoulders for this one. I said the line.
Thanks.
Stay locked up, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.